It's been a bit since my last War of the Worlds video, and I apologise for that. However, the dev has been away on holiday, so as you can imagine there's not been a lot of news on the game, but hopefully that will be returning to normal very soon. Today's video is going to be a little bit shorter, as I'm just going through some of the last bits I've heard from the developer about certain features in the game, as well as a few suggestions I've seen from people on Discord and YouTube comments and stuff like that. So first up, something that seems super interesting is that the developer has said that players will be able to distract the tripods, and I'm assuming the probe as well. Now, I'm pretty sure distracting the probe will be pretty easy. You know, just throw an object into another room, for example, to make a noise and stuff like that. But distracting a tripod, how are you going to pull that off? You know, the only thing I can think of is by like setting off a car alarm somehow, maybe. You know, hopefully we'll get more info on this soon, but, you know, what do you guys think? How will players be able to distract a tripod? Because they don't strike me as particularly easily distracted, you know? Something else I saw from a Discord live stream is that the day-night cycle seems to be pretty fast. Now, I'm not sure how long each day-night cycle is, but, you know, considering you need to sleep pretty regularly, the days do seem to fly by pretty fast, and whilst it keeps the game moving, it does seem like, you know, after about 30 minutes, for example, you're already on like day 3 or 4. And to me, that's just a bit too quick. I think a day should be like 15 to 20 minutes during the day cycle, and then the night cycle should be about 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know, to me it just seems like it's a bit fast, that's all. And while we're on the subject of day-night cycles, I was wondering about how players will kind of change up their playstyle depending on what time of day it is in game. For example, you know, in daytime you'll be too busy trying to stay out of sight of the tripods, as visibility will be really good, you know, depending on the weather and such. But nighttime, you know, tripods will be searching for their spotlights to see people, which, you know, that might be your optimal time of day to get out of town if it's infested with aliens, for example, because the visibility won't be as great. But, you know, at the same time, you may not notice a tripod creeping up on you, as the only thing you'll be able to see are the lights at night time. Obviously they make the noise as well, but you know, you don't really hear that until they're quite close by. I just think it'll be interesting to see how people change up how they play depending on what time of day it is, you know. One other thing that I saw in a live stream is that there will be certain buildings where you'll hear like military radio chatter. Now, I'm not sure if it will be like real-time updated chatter, like for example you'll be hearing a battle going on somewhere nearby and you'll hear the radios talking about it, or if it's just some kind of audio played on a loop. But, you know, I think if it's the first idea, then it would be super cool. Just listening to the military try and deal with a tripod that you can see way off in the distance, you know? Especially when you consider that there will be big AI battles, which, if you check out my previous video, you'll hear all about that. One thing I keep seeing a lot of people talk about on Discord and in YouTube comments is people saying it'd be good if you'll be able to set the game to be like an infinite invasion, so the aliens never get sick and it's just a test to see how long you can survive. Well, that is going to be a thing, but you will be able to adjust other things as well. So, you know, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to adjust how many tripods there are, maybe even how many military presence there is. I'm not too sure. You know, I'd like to see adjustable settings for things like resource scarcity, how aggressive the AI are, and I'm not just on about the alien AI, I'm also on about human AI. You know, since human AI can try to rob you, I think it'd be cool if you had a setting that just turned like pretty much every human AI into an every man for himself type scenario, where almost everyone you encounter will want to try and take your goods, meaning you'll be distracted a lot by fighting off people as well as trying to hide from aliens. The last thing I have today is really kind of just a simple feature, and I'd like to see it mainly just for the multiplayer aspect, and that's character customization. The reason why I'd like to see this is it means that spotting your mates will be a bit easier if you're trying to meet up with them. Let's say you get distracted and you know what kind of shirt your mate's wearing, you'll be able to spot him in a crowd easier, for example. Also, if you've got player controlled tripods and, you know, human players as well, it'll be interesting to see a tripod chasing after someone that's like dressed in a bright pink tracksuit, for example, you know. So I think, you know, character customization, even just on a basic level, would be really good. Even if it's just clothes, you know, or colours of clothes, so I think that would be a good thing to add. Anyway, that's everything I have for today. Sorry it's a little bit of a shorter video, but hopefully next week the content will start to roll out a bit quicker. In the meantime, if you do want to hop into my Discord and have a chat, the link is below, or you could just leave comments. I do try and reply to everyone. Also, if you want to follow along the game's development, there is links to the Steam page, their official YouTube channel, as well as their Patreon if you want to give some financial support and get early access to previews of gameplay and all that good stuff. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, as it really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, and if you want to see more of this type of content, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified when I post a new video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.